Greetings, folks. Today is Monday, February the 25th, 2019. I'm Tom Lineaweaver, here to tell you that the Constitution matters. And by the way, this is my second episode today. I think the Constitution is so important that I had to do another episode. Constitution matters, and I'll be talking about that issue for a long time. We'll probably get into what the Constitution says and what it means. Now, why does the Constitution matter? You know, we've heard all kinds of things that matter. Black lives matter, all lives matter, yellow vest matters. We have everything under the sun that matters, and as far as I know, not one person ever stood up and said the Constitution matters. Well, there's somebody doing that now. Now, why does the Constitution matter? Because we, the people, matter. The Constitution limits government, not the people. The people are free to do whatever they want. You will not find any prohibitions in the Constitution for the people. You won't. It is purely a limitation on government. People are free and independent, individually and corporately. That means all together. And I think it's high time for we to stand up and say the Constitution matters and the government has to be limited as the Constitution says. The Constitution grants freedom. It grants us freedom from a tyrannical government. But it doesn't limit the people at all. Okay, my alarm clock is going off. Why is that happening? Maybe that's to tell me something's due. Alright, well, you can hear that in the background. I don't care. Anyway, why did I set that? I'm trying to figure out why I set my alarm. Maybe you can't hear it. I don't know. But at any rate, although it's a nice sound, isn't it? Always something to distract. Anyway, I know the anti-constitutionalist people came in and set my alarm. Anyway. No, I think what I was doing is I was taking a nap, and I set my alarm because I didn't want to sleep too long. So I took the nap, forgot to turn off the alarm. Anyway, yes, the Constitution matters. Did you ever see the preamble? The preamble of the Constitution starts with 3 giant words. We the people. Now, of course, back then, it wasn't all the people. The people that wrote the Constitution were representatives of the people. What were they called? I know they were called a Congress of some kind. It wasn't the U.S. Congress. It was the Confederate Congress, or gee whiz. How can I forget that? Anyway, and they were down in Philadelphia in Independence Hall, and they hammered out this Constitution. They were elected people. They were elected representatives. And so they were acting on behalf of we the people. And I think it is by design that they did not prohibit the people from doing anything. You want to smoke a joint? You can do it. You can have any sex partner you want because the Constitution says you can't. Now, it doesn't limit the states. For example, the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law. It doesn't mean that the states can't make laws. You know, there's only a few things that are prohibited to the states. Beyond that, the states can do whatever they want. So, the Constitution of the United States prohibits the federal government from doing everything. And then we go by the 10th Amendment, and it's up to the states or the people to do everything else. That's why the Constitution matters. You want freedom? You want to smoke a joint? You want to have any sex partner you want? Yes, I'm getting into that kind of stuff because, let's face it, the Constitution allows those things. You can go to church. You can go to any church you want to. The Constitution does not tell you you must go to a certain church. You can go to any church you want to, or you don't have to go to church at all. The government cannot tell you what church to go to. And that's part of why we have a Constitution. In the old world, under King George, the church and the government were one. And the Founding Fathers didn't want to do that here. And that's why we have the First Amendment. That's why it says Congress shall make no law. Okay. It's so the Constitution matters for freedom. All these laws telling you what light bulbs to buy, they're unconstitutional. The Green New Deal, if any laws come out of that, it will be unconstitutional. Because the people could do anything they want in this country. They can buy the light bulb. Now, of course, we do have the Commerce Clause. And that would be regulating of commerce, which would ultimately regulate what people can buy. So but there has to be a good reason, you know. I mean, why do I have to buy a certain light bulb? Doesn't make any sense. I do know why. I do understand the reason for it. Somebody along the line created some kind of crisis that incandescent light bulbs are hurting or harming or causing. Which isn't true. I mean, what does an incandescent light bulb do? No, what really happened, I'm certain of it. Some company somewhere said to their government, and this company probably gave them a lot of money for election campaign. Hey, we've got these new kinds of light bulbs, these LED bulbs and stuff like that, and we want to be able to sell them. So you've got to stop people from buying incandescent light bulbs. I'd be willing to bet that that's what happened. I don't know for a fact, but I know the way our government works. You pay them, they will do what you want. That's the way our government is working. To hell with the Constitution. And this is why I'm standing up today to say the Constitution matters. The Constitution matters because we, the people, matter. You want your government to give you freedom? Any law that takes freedom or liberty away from the American people is unconstitutional. Every one of them. Time to get back to the Constitution because the Constitution matters. Thank you for listening. You have yourselves a great evening.